of old Will James, he'd sing and yodel like Roy and Jean. Didn't have much in way of worldly things, but he was a hero to me. He could sit a good horse and handle a rope, teach a boy what a man ought to know. He lived his life by a cowboy's code, and he was a hero to me. He was what a cowboy should be. Hi folks, I'm R.J. Vandegrift, and I appreciate you taking the time to look at this promotional DVD of The Cowboy Ain't Dead Yet. It's been said the most fascinating character to ever ride across the pages of history is the American cowboy. He's recognized and admired around the world for his individualism, his courage, and his spirit. You know, the life of the cowboy is truly an inspirational story. So when I began to write this show, I wanted to somehow capture that individualism, that spirit of the West, if you would, and bring it to life on stage. We've had a successful 3-year run in Branson, Missouri, and now we've taken the show on the road playing to audiences of all ages and from all walks of life. And from the response of those audiences and the many theater managers and show promoters across the country, I think we have managed to capture that spirit of the West and tell the true story of the American cowboy in not only an informative but an entertaining way. Now when you see a cowboy, he ain't ragged by his choice. He never meant to bow them legs, put that gravel in his voice. All he's chasing what he really loves, what's burning in his soul. Wishing to heck that he'd been born 100 years ago, singing Strawberry Roan and Little Joe. We keep singing Strawberry Roan and Little Joe. Thank you there. I appreciate that. The cowboy's life is a very simple life. So we wanted to create a set that would reflect that simplicity. If you're sitting in the audience looking at the stage from right to left, there's a small campfire scene. In the center of the stage is the cowboy's most prized possession, his saddle. And to the left of the stage is the corner of a corral. Now, it's a very simple set, but it reflects the life of the cowboy. And the great thing about it being simple, it's easy to adapt to any size stage in any venue. Joe Texas is the name of the character in the show, and Joe is actually a combination of cowboys I've known over the years. And when I say cowboy, I don't necessarily mean your honky-tonk Hollywood wannabe cowboy. I mean cowboys who make their living with a horse rope and a saddle. Now, Joe is not the most sophisticated guy in the world, but he's not the most crude guy either. He likes to laugh, and he's not afraid to laugh at himself. He sometimes can come across as being just dumber than dirt, and then turn right around and surprise you with his wit and his wisdom. Joe is the type fellow that 5 minutes after you meet him, you kind of get the feeling you've known this guy all your life. He's fun, and he's not the sort of guy you forget real easy. Hey! I didn't hear y'all right up. I'm Joe Texas. Now, I admit it's bold for a fella to be calling himself Texas, but if you know any of us Texans, you know you can tell us anywhere. You can't tell us nothing, but Lord knows you can tell us anywhere. The music, of course, in this show is very important in telling the story of the cowboy. So, along with the original compositions that we wrote for the show, I wanted to go back and find some old Western standards that audiences everywhere would recognize. I said, fellas, there's a pretty little girl in Texas I'm going there to see. No other cowboy knows her, nobody, only me. She cried so when I left her that I thought it'd break her heart. And I swore if we would meet again, we never more would part. She's a Paris rose color that a cowboy ever knew. Her eyes bright as diamonds that sparkle like the dew. You can talk about your Paris maids and sing a Rosalie, but the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me. The cowboy is often depicted as a rough and tough character, and sometimes that is very true. But there is another side to the cowboy that I wanted the audience to see. I wanted the audience to see that individual who has a devotion to his family and his friends, that individual that has a love and appreciation for the land and the life that he leads. This is a scene taken from the show where Joe is leaving on his first cattle drive. Now, he's only 14 years old, and he's saying goodbye to his mother. His mother knows she doesn't want him to go, but she has to let him go. She also realizes this may be the last time that she ever sees her son, and she wants to leave a lasting impression on him. But at 2:30, they woke me. I come down out of the loft. She was fixing me a breakfast and a grub sack to take with me. And after breakfast, she sent me back to the loft to kiss my brother and sister farewell. When I come back down, why, she's standing there in her only Sunday dress. As the lantern shone across her face, I could see the tears on her cheeks. And, well, I kissed her on the cheek and tasted the salt in them tears. It was a bitter hurt she was feeling, and I knowed it. But I told her, I says, now, Mama, don't worry about me. Why, you know I can take care of myself. And, oh, you know what I'll do when I get to Kansas and draw my wages? First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to buy you a store-bought dress. Yes, ma'am, and I'll bring it right back to you. Oh, Mama, it's going to look so pretty on you if you don't cry. She done something she'd never done before. Why, she put one hand on each side of my face and kissed me right on the lips. There ain't nothing sweeter than a mother's kiss, you know. Once again, just let me say thank you for your time and your interest in the show, and we'll look forward to talking to you real soon. The Cowboy Ain't Dead Yet is a unique show, the only one of its kind touring. It has a broad audience appeal and a proven box office record. So no matter how small your theater, no matter how small your budget, pick the phone up and call me. And I promise we will make every effort to bring this show to your audience.